This is the story of mothers who sacrifice their identity for their children. As sage Valmiki originally named Ramayan as Sita Charitam Mahat, the great story of Sita, this too is the great story of a mother, of a woman who became the temple, the prayer, the universe. And if I must play any role here, let me be Hanuman, who carried her story, who crossed oceans of time, and who lives only to serve. On the occasion of my Amma's Golden Jubilee birthday, I wanted to give her a small tribute. I sat quietly and thought, what does she truly have of her own? Not things, not even memories or dreams. Everything in her world somehow circles back to me. From the moment I was born, her life was no longer hers. It became mine. She was just 25 when I was born, and from that day, her life took a new direction. A chapter of strength, faith, devotion, and silent sacrifice. In my childhood, I played many roles, but no matter the costume, Amma was always behind the curtain, watching with pride, guiding with love. When I became Anjaneya, full of strength, she was the wind beneath my wings. When I became Krishna, playful and mischievous, she laughed like Yashoda. She saw Swami Vivekananda in my curiosity, Gandhi in my innocence, Chhatrapati Shivaji in my courage. Sometimes I was her pretty little girl, and she looked at me like I was perfect. She encouraged my music, my dancing, my questions, not to make me great, but to let me enjoy being me. Amma never asked for anything in return. Just watching me grow, that was enough. In every step I took, Amma was the reason, Amma was the rhythm. This was the beginning of her Ramayan, a journey of selflessness, sacred love. After those playful years, life took me across cities, states, and even countries. By the end of my 12th grade, I had studied in 11 different schools. Each new place brought a new language, new faces, and new challenges. Friendships were short-lived. I was the new boy again and again. But strangely, I never felt lonely, because Amma stepped in, not just as a mother, but as my best friend. She laughed at my silly jokes, listened to stories that didn't make sense, and stood by me when I felt lost. When I had no gang at school, she became my gang at home. She celebrated every small win, wiped every hidden tear, and believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. While everything around me changed, uniforms, houses, classmates, she remained the one constant, a silent companion, carrying my world on her shoulders with a smile that never faded. Through every goodbye, every new beginning, Amma made sure I never felt alone. As I grew older, I asked deeper questions. What is life? What is beyond it? My search took me to temples, Tirupati, Varanasi, Bhadrachalam, Srisalem, and Arunachalam, and more. I stood in lines, sat by rivers, folded hands before stone idols, all searching for something greater than myself. I read, I listened, I became a seeker, but somewhere along the path, a quiet truth came to me. The one I was searching for was right beside me all along, in her eyes, in her silence, in her everyday prayers. They say God cannot be everywhere, so He created mothers. But now I know God didn't create her. He chose to live through her. Her patience, her sacrifices, her silent miracles, they were all the divinity I was seeking. While I searched far and wide, she was lighting a lamp at home every day. There is no greater temple than her heart, no greater mantra than her name, no greater blessing than her love. My spiritual journey led me back home. Like any family, ours was filled with love, but also distances, geography, time, even unspoken words. But I never felt the gap because Amma became everyone. She became my grandfather, full of quiet blessings. She became my grandmother, telling me stories and lighting lamps. She became my uncle, setting rules with love. She became my aunt, pampering me, teasing me. She became my cousin, laughing, arguing, understanding. She became my sibling, my partner in nonsense and nostalgia. She wore every role, carried every emotion, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. I didn't see her pain back then, but now I do. She never showed it. She smiled like a queen and made me feel like a king. She didn't just raise me, she became my whole world. Ah, birthdays. Her birthdays were always quiet. Simple cake, quiet prayer, maybe a meal. But mine? Mine was her grand festival. Louder than Diwali, brighter than Sankranti, more sacred than any Ekadasi. For her, my birthday wasn't just a date, it was the beginning of her universe. She planned weeks in advance, cooking, decorating, smiling through the tiredness. She fasted on Shivaratri, lit lamps on Navaratri, chanted on Vaikuntha Ekadasi. But on my birthday, she offered her entire being. No rituals, just love. She stayed up late, smiled more than her heart could hold. Not once did she want anything back, because to her, I was the deity that day. She didn't just give me life, she celebrated it every single year as her sacred joy. After walking through every chapter of my life, one truth remains above all others. My Amma was never just a mother. She was my world, my first teacher, my forever friend, my quiet courage, my strength in every storm. When I hurt her, she held me. When I shouted, she apologized. When I competed, she let me win. When I failed, she fasted. When I cried, she smiled for me. When I broke, she held the pieces. She gave without asking. She prayed without sleeping. She loved without conditions. She was my voice before I spoke, my feet before I walked, my shadow long after I could stand alone. And she did it all, not for thanks, but because that's what mothers do. She gave up her time, her rest, her dreams, but more than all, she gave up her identity. She stopped being who she was, so I could become who I am. And that is the true character of a mother. No gift, no word, no celebration can match what she gave me. Her life, her light, her soul. The only tribute I can offer is to live her values, to make her love visible in the way I live. Amma, you are my first prayer and you will be my last word. This life is your gift, and with every breath, I will try to make it worthy of your love. In the divine Ramayana, Sundarakanda is the most beautiful chapter, but it exists because of the entire epic, and the epic exists because of Rama. In my life too, this chapter with Amma wouldn't exist without the quiet strength behind it all. My father, like the sky, not always noticed but always there, silent, strong, and steady. He made every dream possible and never once asked for anything. So if my life is Ramayana, Amma is my Sundarakanda and Nana is my Rama, the quiet force who made it all possible. To both of you, I offer not just this tribute, but my life, as a small return for the ocean of love you gave me. In truth, every life is a Ramayana, an epic of duty, love, sacrifice, and transformation. And in our lives, Rama and Sita are none other than our parents. Rama, the father, steady and silent, guiding with strength. Sita, the mother, enduring, giving, and full of divine grace. They are not just characters in a sacred text, but living presence in our homes, shaping our destinies with their quiet sacrifices. My mother's love, my father's strength, these are the kavyas I grew up with. Their lives, though not written in scriptures, have been no less sacred. So as I conclude this tribute, I understand this is not just my story. This is every child's story. To those who bow at temples and chant ancient names, know that the first gods you ever met were your parents. To the mothers who carry the epic in their hearts, to the fathers who stand as its unshaken pillars, this is the Ramayana of our homes. This is the sacred story we live each day. To the mothers, the gentle gods, the silent warriors, you are the Ramayana of this world.